In this episode of the Clarity Digital Pod, I had the chance to reconnect with Dii Pooler, founder of Pooler Digital and author of Six-Figure Google Ads. Dii isn't just another PPC expert. She's pioneering paid search education through children's books, using AI to support smarter strategies, and pushing PPC marketers to step up and become full-funnel thinkers. As AI becomes more capable and automation takes over routine tasks, the role of the PPC marketer is rapidly changing. This conversation is packed with insights about how to adapt and grow in this new landscape. Let's get into it. All right, let's go. Hello, Heidi. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm glad we were able to connect last. It took almost a year since
Yeah.
we met in San Diego at PPC Hero, where you had a very good session about PPC and how to use AI. I personally benefited a lot from it, and I wanted to get you on the podcast so we can talk more about it. But before we do that, if you don't mind introducing yourself for our audience, that would be great.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Dii Pooler. I'm the founder of Pooler Digital. I have over 10 years of experience specializing in Google Ads. I have a book called Six-Figure Google Ads, which is the foundational elements of Google Ads practice for veterans and for newbies. I also am the pioneer of the first PPC children's books and curriculum. So thank you.
Okay, you brought up the books. We got to talk about them. Can we?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about the PPC book. If I PPC children book, you send me a copy. Can you tell me more about that a little bit, and then what
Yeah.
made you want to write a book for children?
Yeah, so first off, I think it's very important to have business literacy to our younger generation in a way that's understandable. I find that everyone gets so freaked out that AI are going to take our jobs, and that's definitely not the case because even though they are helping with our task, they can't take the strategy and innovation. Someone, a neighbor of mine, asks, "How do I explain in the future what I do to my son?" And I said, I think in metaphors and with pictures. And so the great way for our industry to explain what we're doing and how transformational paid advertisement is by curriculum that's fun and engaging and rhymes. And so I decided to take on that feat. No one else has ever done it. No one has any other children's book in paid search. So that's solely about paid search, actually.
Wow.
Building the lane for it.
Cool. So your son, right?
Yes.
You're okay with him becoming a paid search expert?
I don't know if he will. He does love cause and effect and busy boards, but I'm hoping more so to make him or inspire him to be someone who's very innovative and creative
Innovative,
and
yeah.
entrepreneurial.
Yeah. Search marketers, I focus more on the SEO side, but I'm pretty also savvy on the SEM side, are a unique breed of marketers because there's a combination of marketing and business and technical stuff that we have to be on the lookout for. Like traditional marketers just focus on creatives or this and that. We have to worry about the technical things, whether it's SEO or SEM, then the ad copies and creatives, and then we also have to be business minded to make sure that the right KPIs have been delivered to the stakeholders. And I find it to be both challenging and fun. And I think if the paid search platform goes more toward AI, self-monitoring AI, they will still need people like us to look over it, strategize it, and maybe we would free our time more to focus more on creatives and broader strategy. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, because PPC isn't just doing ad tinkerings. We have to understand the full funnel of all marketing. So we have to understand not only how businesses work, but the psychology of how people think and the sociology of how everyone interacts with each other. While AI can go in and help with those tasks, it just can't think like a human because humans are limited. We're the masters of limitation. So we're building something that's limited. So one example is while it can help me create children's books, it didn't give me the idea to create a children's book that's super niche. That's only something a human being could see the gap in. So AI is limited, but it's a vast platform that can be helpful in marketing, all aspects of marketing for sure.
I agree with you. I remember back in the days when SCAGs were, I think they stood for single keyword ad groups, were a big strategy. Doing that took me so long, so much of my time for like larger campaigns. And people later came up with tools that would help you with that. But like I spent a lot of my time as a marketer just with like campaign structure and things like that, where I really should have spent more time in, hey, is my ad copies catching enough? Is my landing pages and inviting enough? And like you said, hey, is this campaign more of a higher funnel, lower funnel, mid funnel? Is our offers good? And I think that's what, but I spend like 70, 80% of my time, 90% of my time configuring the campaign structure in Google Ads, then the pixels and the conversion pixels, stuff like that. And then we went around and we didn't have a lot of time left for the creative stuff and strategic stuff. And I think what AI is doing is taking some of that work on. We don't have to worry about so much about SCAGs and stuff like that, and focus more on creatives, focus more about our target audience, demographics, stuff like that. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, especially the target audience aspect of that is where we let AI take the task, and then we can sit and think like our customers, or by sitting in, seeing how our customers interact with our websites, with our landing pages, doing a lot of price analysis as well. So it definitely works out that way from what I've seen.
I'm glad you brought price analysis, because I was trying to troubleshoot why, working with a SaaS client, I was trying to troubleshoot why a certain campaign and Google Ads looked like it was high conversion, but because it was a B2B, a lot of those conversions didn't become MQL, so they just stayed there. And it was really hard without call tracking. But when we installed call tracking and we went through the transcriptions and some of the recording, we were able to find that the calls were not being handled right, or the wrong expectations were being set. And I think with technology, you as a PPC person, search marketing, now you can step back and get outside your own comfort zone or your own little circle and cube, and then see, hey, is the BDR, are they doing a good job answering the calls? Are they trained enough? Or like you said, if the price, in case of e-commerce, is the price competitive enough? Maybe we're not converting because our competitor has better price than we do, or maybe we have a lot of negative reviews. So I think if you agree with me, and feel free to disagree, search marketers need to start thinking about that stuff, which in traditional they haven't as much.
Oh, I'm surprised to hear that, because I thought everyone was thinking about that. I think MQLs are important, but SQLs are just as important. And we need to work hand in hand with the sales team. And a part of a PPC or SEM specialist's role is to go in and listen to those sales calls, because at the end of the day, like, leads are great, but we're trying to get long-term customers. We're trying to decrease customer acquisition costs. Like, all of these are super important elements that are well beyond campaign or in-platform management. Like, we have to understand what's happening when I send you these leads. Are you able to close them? Do you need AI to assist you with closing them? Are the forms detailed enough? Are you getting enough customer information to make adequate calls and suggestions in these sales calls? So definitely it's a full funnel approach. And while we specialize in PPC, we are marketers, or SEO. We are marketers, and marketers need to understand all elements of business and psychology and sociology. Like, it all goes together.
I agree with you. And I know AI allows you to do that. AI allows you to take some of the tactical stuff away from you so you can focus on that. And this is what I tell my own team in the agency side. I'm like, hey, it's good that you're reporting on conversions or whatever, but I need you to go deeper. I need you to go see, are these conversions? Because according to Google, somebody filled out a form or made a phone call, conversion. But no, are they the right conversions? Are they part of the strategy? Is this someone trying to sell things to us? Because technically Google doesn't know what those conversions are, right? And what type of campaign do we have? Is it like a high funnel? Is it low funnel? So we definitely have to be more strategic marketers. So I'm glad you brought it up. Where do you think Google in particular are going with all this AI innovations? Unless searchers are starting Google now. There's Perplexity, there's ChatGPT. I use those tools as well. I use Google still. Do we have to also run ads when it comes? Do you think Perplexity is going to have ads, or do we have to run ads there? What are your takes on AI transforming paid search?
Yeah, I think Google is pioneering and trying to collaborate AI with their bid strategies and automation and things of that nature. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's foolproof right now. I don't think we're trusting it. I haven't seen any good results right now. I'm just being completely transparent.
Yeah.
I still think that a lot of the best results that we're seeing are from manual tinkering and optimizations in campaigns.
Yeah.
However, do I think that they will get better? Sure, maybe in the next 3, and I'm being optimistic, 3 years or so, but I haven't seen that anything within their automatic or automation benefits have given any return on investment. In terms of AI, I think AI is best used assisted. So
Yeah.
using AI assisted copy, using AI assisted strategy, using AI assisted analysis on quarter over quarter data.
Yeah.
I think that helps, but it's still not as perfect and useful as we'd like. I tried to clean some data just a few days ago, LinkedIn audience targeting, and it took running through ChatGPT 3 or 4 times before the list was actually clean.
Yeah.
It's definitely quicker, but it's not foolproof. It's not completely accurate. So we have to just be mindful of that and use it as a friendly intern collaborator.
I like that. I like that a lot. I actually, one thing I've also noticed is how you prompt it is very important. And I took a course in prompt engineering with Coursera. I keep saying that in almost every podcast because it's very important for people to know how to prompt AI. Because if you don't say things like act as a data analyst, and if you don't say do not make things up, do not generate, use reasoning. If you don't say those things, it will start hallucinating. It will start making things up. It will give you bad data. And you really have to be, and even then you have to double check the work. Like you said, it's a very smart intern at this point.
Yes, it's an intern.
Yeah.
I do think the research capabilities are going to improve over the next 3 to 5 years as well,
No.
but prompting is helpful. I feel like prompting was more important last year when I was speaking about it at Hero.
Yeah.
Where I was saying you have to have this very specific prompt to avoid
Right.
getting trash data. It's getting better. Prompting is still important, but it's almost like you have to prompt it to tell you how to prompt it. It's right now. So that's
Yeah.
where I see it's at, but it's gotten better over the last year.
Yeah. Okay, what about just user searches from a user perspective? Listen, people are searching ChatGPT and they're bypassing Google. I think they're still going to Google for transactional searches. Is that what you see too, or no?
Yeah, for transactional searches, I feel like they're going to social a bit more. So I do see
Okay,
that people are
good
going
to
to TikTok and
TikTok
hearing
for sure. Oh
other
yeah.
people's real feelings about products. And because TikTok, there's no benefit to getting anything out of TikTok. So people are
Yeah.
going to be honest and they're going to show their face. And so you know that it's a real person giving you verifiable data. But I still do think people go to Google. I think it's just a mixture. And that's where attribution comes in, is where do we attribute this sale or lead from? Because they're going to go to ChatGPT.
They're going to be all over the place. Yeah.
And then Google maybe at the end. So
yeah, you just mentioned something really important that all of us have been dealing with all of our professional lives, and now AI even made it more complicated, and that's attribution. Giving the credit to the right channel, and I think every model, there's multi-touch attribution, there's data-oriented attribution. None of them are truly correct. I think you just have to just come up with your own set of standards. Like when we run meta ads, if you go default out of the box settings, Meta takes 100% of credit for every transaction on the e-commerce platform. So I'm like, what the heck? And then but then when you look at what's happening actually in Google Analytics, that's not the case. And then, so I think having an understanding of attribution is very important, but also understanding that you need to do this stuff regardless of that, because consumer journey has become very multi-touch, complicated. So you have to be everywhere. But you also mentioned TikTok. TikTok is extremely powerful for certain products. I would never spend $40 for a chocolate bar or $100 for like $100 for a freaking milk. Like it was so persuasive that I bought this big thing of goat milk, which I've never consumed, powder. In my closet. Oh my God, goat milk is good for you. Helps you lose weight. Helps your guts. So I bought it, and I'm like, wait, did I need to buy that? Or the Dubai chocolate for $40. It's like, wow, like that. platform is very powerful. And I think
Yes.
it's powerful because it has that human connection. And the people that are selling the item to you are consumers themselves. And they're also influencers. It's like a powerhouse of paid search, paid advertising, influencer marketing,
Mhm.
good product marketing. Are you doing more TikTok advertising in addition to paid search, or are you still like sticking to paid search?
It's more UGC, so user generated
Mhm.
content for sure,
Mhm.
collaborating with other influencers for sure, because we want it to be as natural as possible. And
Yeah.
then when I do give consultations or advice on TikTok, I say, film your office space. You talk into the camera, let people know who you are. We don't want to do any like blatant advertisements like commercials on TikTok. That's not what it's for. It's meant to connect. It's a connection piece for sure. I like TikTok, especially if you're in that e-com space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's helpful for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think there's another thing with live, what is it called? Live sales, live commerce. Things are changing quite a bit, but I looking at data, Google Ads still for especially larger brand continues to be one of the main paid channels, in my opinion. And I think you just have to be able to diversify your paid strategy, or like maybe lower funnel stuff you go in Google Ads, higher funnel stuff you go somewhere else. What are your take on that type of strategy? Like, how do you strategize a multi-touch or like an advertising campaign for a client?
Yeah, I think it just depends on that particular brand, their industry, their product. Like some brands, they're going to be highly covenant to Facebook. And
Yeah,
so they may not even know anything about you on Google. You may
yeah,
want to diversify your funds elsewhere, but it just depends. I do think most of the brands that I work with, they primarily spend on Google, maybe 70% Google, 30% Facebook, or it's going to be flipped where it's 70% Facebook meta spend or 30% Google, but Google is still in the mix. I do like to point out that while Google sponsored ads are important, SEO is important as well. People are
yeah,
going further down into the page because we already know what the sponsored posts and the sponsored ads look like. A lot of the times we're just scrolling past that naturally. So what we are more interested in is reviews, people speaking about it. We're going to look at their local business, their local service ads, or their reviews on their Google My Business pages. Like we want human element. A lot of the times people are also searching Reddit and saying,
yeah,
how do you feel about this product? Because we want to hear about what other people think, especially on platforms with Reddit that's completely opposite from TikTok, where you don't have to show your face, you don't have to have your name. So you're going to be even more honest over there because you don't have to really stand up with your own identity about how you feel about a product or service or business. So
yeah,
it's all over the place. It just depends on naturally where your customers flow to. And then from there, you can diversify your funds. Don't do Google just because someone else does Google. Your customers may be on Meta right now and in Facebook groups, and that may be
yeah.
an appropriate place to focus. Just it's another it depends kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. And this is from my personal experience. When we were doing SEO for a online soccer shop. They also have local stores. And we were running the paid ads. We noticed for the terms that they were also ranking for the campaigns, the conversions were better because I think there was a little bit of trust signal because people would see the ads and they would also see them in organic results. And that converted a lot better because it gave that trust factor. Okay, these guys are like big or whatever. And another thing was that we noticed a drop for the same client. We noticed a drop in conversion because some of the branded searches, they started seeing some negative reviews
Mhm.
in the knowledge panel on Google, and we had to fix that. And then we saw the conversion came back up. So I'm glad you brought up. You got to look at SEO and see how it impacts your SEM campaigns, and because everything works together now, right? And
Yes, everything does.
yeah, and it's not so much. And like back in the days when you and I started, it's just one channel, make all your money there, cash out. It's become very multi-channel. Different audiences start their internet journey somewhere else. Some people go straight to social media. Some people go to Amazon for products, right?
Mhm.
Some people go Google. Cool. So what's next for search marketers? Do we keep diversifying our skills and learn LinkedIn ads and Facebook ad, Meta ads, TikTok ads, or do we really become specialists in Google ads and collaborate with other people?
Yeah, what I did, despite being a specialist in Google Ads, I still run ads in every single other platform. I still do LinkedIn, I still do TikTok, Meta, Instagram, all of these, because every business needs something else. Like it just depends on where a marketer wants to go in their career.
Yeah.
Are you looking to corporate climb? Are you looking to establish your own agency? Like with agencies, we have to be diversified in where in our knowledge space. AI is especially important because everything is in our ecosystem is being automated. So we definitely need to make sure you master the fundamentals so that you know how to utilize the AI and automation, know how to prompt it. And then also, I think creative is important as well. So making sure that even though we like AI generated images, we have to think like a human and be able to go in and tinker with images, videos, and things of that nature as well. So I think in terms of your skill set, it just depends on what you want to do with your career. Do you want to corporate climb? Then you need to focus on leadership management. Do you want to be a specialist? Then you need to focus on one specific platform. If you want to do agency world, whether you're running an agency, whether you're working in an agency, you need to know how to use every single platform. So you may not be an expert in Microsoft ads, but you can easily run Amazon ads and be comfortable and not need to have any hand-holding. It just depends on what someone's individual goals are.
Cool. Really good conversation so far. What are some of the tools that you use on a regular basis that you recommend for other marketers?
Yeah, I love ChatGPT, I love Claude. I also love
Claude,
Yeah, I love Grammarly. Like I feel like I'm still a little old school with my analysis. So I'm still someone who goes in platform, pulls reports and creates spreadsheets and things of that nature. I don't rely on ChatGPT, but there are platforms that can help manage large amounts of accounts like Fluency. I don't consider Fluency completely AI, but it does a great job with taking a huge amount of campaigns and giving you data on whether it's overspending, if it's spending in different types of locations. So that's also a tool that I like to utilize as well. And then there's easier programmatic tools. I like Mountain. If a client just has a quick budget and wants to set it and forget it.
What is it called? I haven't heard of
Mountain. For programmatic, it's MNTN. It's a competitor of Basis. Basis gives you a lot more manual tinkering that you can use.
Okay.
But I like Mountain if someone's interested in programmatic.
Okay, so I see it now.
Yeah, there's a couple of different platforms that
I've seen their ads. Now I'm looking at their logo. I'm like, okay, they look familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it like self? You can do it yourself like those other platforms where you have to work with their team?
Yeah. So with Basis and Mountain, so Basis is more manual where you can go in and choose specific television networks that you want to advertise with, but Mountain is more set it, forget it. You get the budget, you give it to Mountain and they're going to distribute their ads. So that's like it's not AI, but it's a programmatic tool that works like AI. Where you the budget and you set it, forget it for people who are interested in trying programmatic businesses.
How does it compare to AdRoll? Have you used AdRoll?
I have, and I'm not a big programmatic marketer, but I do. If I had, it just depends on what your goals are. If you want to just get that exposure and you're just trying to get some brand recognition, a set it and forget it platform is fine. But if that is your full funnel approach, then you probably want to try something like AdRoll or Basis or something of that nature. But those are my kind of favorite tools.
That's good because that was my question. Logging into all these platforms is pretty time consuming, and TikTok, Pinterest, all those guys. And you probably want to use a tool. Now for our enterprise clients, we have teamed up with Illumin, which is a publicly traded company, because they have a managed team where it's pretty good. But for smaller clients, I've been looking for a solution. I've used AdRoll. I have my opinions, good and bad, about AdRoll. I would love to test other ones as well, and definitely would give Mountain a try. And I like to keep our team overhead low, just a few of us, just probably like you. We don't want to keep hiring people to just run TikTok ads or whatever. We want to not set and forget it, but set it up and just maybe check on it weekly or whatever, not having to log into every single platform, different reporting, different KPIs. So I think and then maybe focus more on paid search, lower funnel. Is that pretty much what you would go about things?
Yeah, that definitely is. And like I said, Fluency is a little bit more pricier, but if you manage multiple clients, everything is there. They go flag on how everything is working. So that's one of my favorite platforms to use as well.
Cool. All right. Digital advertising. Very awesome. Very awesome. All right. You mentioned a few AI tools. You mentioned obviously a few advertising platforms. And as far as just a general becoming a better marketer, do you have any insight? How do you become a better professional? Do you have anything that you've learned from experience that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I feel like I mentioned this earlier as well. It's just taking time to think like your customer, getting customer feedback, going through even if you can't, getting someone from the outside to go through your entire process, from Googling any keywords that can find your brand, going to your website, seeing what the website experience is like, getting outside feedback, or thinking like the customer. Like, that's the most important part. Outside of all of the platform tinkering and the skills and the AI and everything and skill building, being a human being and thinking like the customer and figuring out what their problems are and how to solve them. Like, that will always make you a better marketer. And also looking at your competitors. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? Doing a full competitive analysis isn't just what are my competitors bidding on. It's what do their customers like about their products and what do they not like about it? And how can we fill that gap? So just mixing psychology and sociology in will always make you a better marketer, in my opinion. So.
I love it. That was well said. All right. So we're getting close to the end of our podcast. Do you like to talk about anything else that I may have left out?
Yeah, I sent you over some of the PPC children's books, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about where I'm going with this, because this isn't project. Yes, I know it's super niche, but I want to build curriculum and business literacy for children.
You mind showing that on your?
Sure. So I have 2 books out in the series right now. It's going to be a couple more books, and this is going to eventually transform into cartoon curriculum for children, and it's going to be really fun, and it's something that's going to be built for PPC marketers, their parents, and for children all over. So this is just the seed, and there will be a tree planted at some point.
Yeah, honestly, I think we need to start. I agree with you. We need to start teaching kids sooner about business literacy and financial literacy, because I learned a lot of those. I learned those a lot later in my life, and I wish I learned about them sooner, as opposed to some abstract subjects that I learned at school or college that I already forgot. Yeah, I think business and financial literacy is very important, and to that extent, what you're doing is part of that, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I know people are a little bit scared about AI, but I'm like, we didn't lose jobs from calculators. We're not losing jobs from computers.
Yeah, I think the AI hype, to tell you the truth, AI hype is like slowing down, because I've worked. I think that the hype was really early this year and late last year, where people are like C-level or rushing AI, coupled with the financial economical uncertainties. They wanted to do more with less. But now I see people are like, okay, we don't need to copy AI creates, or there's too much waste on these machine learning campaigns, and we need to kind of take a tighter control of things. So I think as the executives, the higher ups, they really truly understand what AI cannot do, what you should use it for, and we should not use it for, I think things will get better. And I do recommend everyone, all business people at least, take some sort of AI fundamental course to understand how AI works. I took some courses on MIT extension course this summer, and some on Coursera. And one of the courses in one of the classes, I think it was MIT professor, he said that essentially LLMs and AI are statistical lotteries. And then he tried to explain that it generates content or code or whatever it's generating based on statistical probability. So, but there's still, it needs to be trained if it's not, and it's a powerful tool, But as you mentioned, but you have to be in charge. You have to use it as a very smart assistant, like you said, intern, a very smart intern, at least for the time being. I think obviously we're doing more with less, so it's cost some jobs, but I think it's also opening up other opportunities. And so I think we just got to stay on top of it. I think that's the only recommendation I have, is that learn it academically, learn the tools, see where you can use it, and be confident. If you're a copywriter and you don't like what ChatGPT provide, say, I don't like it. Why?
Yeah.
And the same thing with programmers. Programmers, for example, I use Claude a lot for vibe coding, but real life programmers would probably don't like my code because they're like, hey, this is not a very efficient code or secure, or whatever you want to call it. Amazing. So let me ask you, where can people find you and what kind of services do you offer?
Yeah, you can find me at poolerdigital.com or Dii Pooler on LinkedIn. I offer consultancy, but right now I am focusing on pioneering curriculum for other parents and marketers. So
awesome.
Find me on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Before we conclude this, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, personal questions, if you don't mind. What do you do when you're not working and being awesome, professionally awesome?
Yeah, I'm probably watching podcasts similar to yours and reading and taking a nap.
Oh yeah, just sleep. When you get past a certain age, taking a nap is a luxury.
Yeah, it's a luxury for sure.
Yeah, very cool. Favorite cuisine or food?
I don't have any. I'm very simple, so maybe bread, bread and chocolate, and I'll eat chocolate every day, and I eat chocolate chip cookies every day too. So maybe that's my favorite.
Love it. Don't go on keto; you'll be miserable.
Oh no.
Yeah. Every time I try keto, I'm like, oh, I want to shoot myself. Yeah, I met someone way back in the days in college. Where our teacher was asking, our college professor was asking, what's your favorite food? I'm Persian. I'm like, kebabs or whatever. And she said, chips and salsa. So your answer was very much like hers. Very simple, but also delicious.
Yeah.
A good bread with butter. You cannot replace.
Freshly baked bread. Though.
Freshly baked one. Not the one off the shelf.
No, freshly baked. Yeah.
100%. I guess the last question would be, and this one is, you might have to think about it a little bit. If you could be a superhero from a comic book or a movie, what superhero would you be?
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for this question.
Yeah,
Let me think about it.
I don't prepare anybody for that.
Last year for Halloween, I was Harley Quinn. I don't know if she is considered a superhero or not, but that's what I dressed up for Halloween last year. It was fun. So
awesome. It's been a pleasure having you on. I look forward running into you in one of the upcoming conferences.
For sure.
You said you're going to PPC Hero, but you're not presenting. Is that what it is?
I'm not presenting at PPC Hero. I'm not able to travel to San Diego this year.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I will be there next year. So
sounds good. All right. Appreciate your time. Have a good day. Have a nice weekend.
Awesome. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.